Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. I don't know if you guys know or remember this song. If you between the age of, I'll say 39 to, 39 and up, you might remember this song that used to come on MTV and Jukebox. You know, the Jukebox days. They really didn't show this video on Rap City. This is more of a MTV video. But there was this group that was signed to Def Jam. They was called No Face. It was these two dudes. One of them used to wear these old funny hats. But they had this song called Half. I think it's on YouTube. I've never tried to like Google that song. But it was a real funny song. It was basically about a woman taking half of a man's assets and his money. So if you get a chance, look that song up. And speaking of half, Tracy Morgan could be the latest celebrity that may have to give up half of his estimated fortune. Now, it's anybody's guess how much Tracy Morgan is worth, but the reports are saying Tracy Morgan is worth anywhere from $50 to $100 million, depending on which reports you look at. Now, keep in mind, Tracy Morgan many years ago received a $90 million settlement from the Walmart Corporation when a truck slammed into a vehicle that he was in. And keep in mind, I remember when this happened, they had reports saying that Tracy Morgan had passed. They had a few reports that said Tracy Morgan had died. And that was kind of true. What happened was Tracy Morgan flatlined like at least twice, but they brought him back to life. And even Tracy Morgan said that he believed that he flatlined at least 2 times. But, you know, that's good for Tracy Morgan, that Tracy Morgan pulled through and he's alive and kicking. But he received a $90 million settlement from Walmart. And this is a little side note about Walmart. One thing about Walmart in most cases, and I ain't telling you guys to go try to find a way to sue Walmart, but I know people that have sued Walmart. In most cases, Walmart will just pay up. They one of them people, they got so much money, they'll throw a couple of offers at you just to get you out of their hair, and it's up to you if you take it. Now, if you don't take it, you're going to be in court for like 2 to 3, possibly 4 years, you know, trying to get as much money as you can, and then, who knows, then when they finally settle, depending on what type of lawyer you got, your lawyer, let's say he gets you $1 million and he takes $900,000 of it. Because that's been known to happen. If you don't have it writing with your lawyer how much you want to pay him, there's no maximum or minimum that a lawyer can seek. Remember that. Unless you put it in the contract. And that should be settled right away. You need to ask him, well, if you give me $1 million, how much is your cut? And if he don't want to tell you, go get you another lawyer. but nevertheless, let me get back to Tracy Morgan. Now, this woman that Tracy Morgan married, her name is Megan, and she's a lot younger than him. She's like, I think the reports say she's like no older than 33, and Tracy Morgan is 51. So it is a big age gap, and I do think she has a daughter with him. So that's another double whammy. I gotta say this to all you men and women that's listening to this. Ain't nothing wrong with a prenup. If you worth $50 million, if you a male or a female, and your spouse didn't help you make none of that $50 million, if you had it before they came along, if you had it before he or she came along, you have every right to protect it. Now, the thing is with women, a lot of times women try to pull the kid card. Oh, well, I bared your children. I messed up my body having children. Well, here's the thing. There's precautions you can take to keep you from having children. So I'm not trying to hear that. If you got pregnant, it's because you wanted to get pregnant. Okay? So when I hear women say that, oh, well, I bared your child, I messed up my body. No, you got pregnant because you wanted to get pregnant. And if a man says he wants to have children with you, okay, well, you know. So you know what you signed up for. So I'm not trying to hear that, because I hear a lot of women use that as an excuse, you know. So, nevertheless, I don't know what Tracy Morgan's primary residence is, because from what I see, Tracy Morgan does a lot of his stuff mostly in the East Coast. You know, he does a lot of his stuff in New York, where he's from. That's where he does a lot of his stuff. And from my knowledge, New York has the half law. Basically, a person can seek half of what your fortune is. Some states don't have it, some states do. I know New York and California definitely have it. Now, I don't know if they have that in Georgia. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not from Georgia. But to a certain degree, Tracy Morgan needs to look at himself, because at the end of the day, he signed up for this. You know, it is a lot of pros and cons when you have them, you know, when you an older woman and have a younger man on your arm, and the same thing with an older dude, you got a younger woman. Yeah, it look good. Make you feel, you know, a special kind of way that you pulled this off. But you got to ask yourself, would this lady that's almost 20 years, you know, younger than you, be interested in you if you was just the regular dude? You know, if you was a garbage man. You know, Tracy Morgan has been around. He's been in Hollywood for a while. You know, going back to his early days as being Hustle Man on Martin. You know, now me, myself, how I feel about Tracy Morgan as an actor. I feel like Tracy Morgan has more talent than he realizes that he has. And I think he needs to stop subjecting himself to roles in like The Last OG. I think Tracy Morgan is too old to be doing TV shows like The Last OG. He's 51, not 41, and I felt that show would have been better for somebody that was far younger. You know, Kevin Hart is only like 41. So that would have been more suitable for a guy like Kevin Hart, because that would work for somebody like him, somebody that's like in his early 40s. But Tracy Morgan is 51 years old, and you could just tell that he's reaching, you know, trying to do roles like that. Tracy Morgan, one thing about him I noticed, he doesn't pick scripts very well, and that's been his thing. Some of the failed TV shows he's had, some of the failed movies that he's played in, I don't think he has a good agent. I think he has more talent than he realizes, but he just doesn't know how to utilize it to his advantage. But, you know, this should be a lesson to you men and women out there. You need to protect your assets and your fortune at all times. And when people say, well, love has no price on it, yes, it do. Because if that's the case, if love doesn't have a price on it, then why are you seeking in divorce a specific amount? Why are you seeking half of a person's fortune? So I'm not trying to hear that. You should always, if you a woman or a man that's well off, you should always make this person sign a prenup. You know, Steven Jackson told a story of what happened to him. You know, when he was trying to get married, he said basically the lady just refused to sign the prenup. And then she tried to pull the okie doke where she was saying that she'll sign it at the last minute. And basically, I think he was in Texas, and I think in Texas, they can void out a prenup if the lady saying, hey, she signed it under false pretenses, or she was forced to sign it, and it wasn't specified to her what it was. So, you know, prenups are not ironclad, but in most cases they are, because the same thing similar happened to Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds with his first wife, he made her sign a prenup, and she was supposed to be, I think, from overseas to UK, and something happened to where she said, hey, I didn't know what I was signing, It wasn't explained to me, so I felt like I got tricked. And so, you know, you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful. But nevertheless, this is on Tracy Morgan because he should have made her sign a prenup. And it's the same thing with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre may possibly have to give up anywhere from $400 to $500 million of his estimated $900 million to $1 billion fortune. Okay? So, wow. That's all I got to say, man. This is a learning curve for guys like Tracy McGrady and any men and women that's in this predicament or in this situation. Make that motherfucker sign that prenup. But you know, if you don't sit up going to the press saying, I can't believe this dude is trying to take half of my earnings. Well, you had a chance to prevent this, and you didn't. So we'll see how this plays out. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.